Hello, friend. Thank you so much for joining me over on YouTube. I just want to give you a quick heads up that the training that you're about to see was originally recorded via Facebook Live over on our Facebook page. If you like what you see and would like to learn more, make sure you join us over on Facebook for weekly tips and tricks to help you grow your direct sales business and work smarter, not harder. So let's talk about how do we recruit a motivated direct sales team? I know the drill, friends. I know you've been in the biz for a hot minute. All of a sudden you have a team and you're like, yeah, here we go. Like you think you're going to like do some amazing stuff, right? But then nothing. They might do a few parties, maybe even place a few personal orders, but then they stop showing up for stuff. They stop working. They just stop, right? And you're left spinning your wheels because you're like scratching and clawing, trying to like pull them across the finish line. Anybody ever feel like that? I got caught in this trap too when I was a first like new recruiter and first building my team. I was like, oh, these are like my besties. They're gonna be with me forever and they're going to always be my team. And no, that's not what happened at all. Okay. So today we're going to talk about how we can flip the switch and start recruiting and building a team that's excited, that's motivated, and that wants to work. Okay. Who's ready? Okay. So first of all, how do we actually recruit a motivated sales team? So I've got like 7 tips that I want to share. First one, stop talking about the discount, guys. Stop talking about the discount, okay? It's general knowledge that when you're with a direct sales company, you get a discount, right? You get a discount on the things. And what I mean by stop talking about the discount is if you want team members who want to work and build a business, then that's what you need to talk about, okay? Stop trying to sell the discount to get the easy sign up and instead sell the opportunity. Because if you talk about the discount, you're going to attract the discount people. You're going to attract the discount divas if that's all you talk about. And then you're like, why are they working? Well, because you sold them a discount, not a business, right? You sold them a discount. So let's stop talking about the discount. Now, if somebody asks, hey, do you get a discount? Obviously, you need to tell them the truth, right? We want to be people of integrity and be honest and forthright, but you don't need to lead with that. That is not what you're selling. You are selling opportunities. You are not selling a discount. Okay. Does that mean people will never sign up for the discount? Absolutely not. Some people are just going to do that. Okay. Number 2, you set the pace. Okay. This one drives me a little bit crazy. Oh, my team's not performing. It's my team's fault, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You need to set the pace because you can't expect your team to do things that you aren't doing yourself. If you are just working to minimums, your team will just work to minimums, okay? So you need to set the pace. The leader sets the pace of the pack. If the leader is a high seller, typically you're going to have team members that are high sellers. All of them? No, of course not. But you're going to have team members that are high sellers. If you're just playing to minimums, they're going to play to minimums, okay? So you've got to set the pace that you want to set for your team. Where do you want your people to go? And that's the pace that you need to set. In fact, I always had this kind of mantra that I didn't want my team to beat me. I'm a little bit competitive. If you guys are new and you're just learning that, I'm a wee bit competitive in lots of things, right? Monopoly is like brutal at my house. Word games, any of that, it's pretty harsh. Kids won't even play with me. So, because I'm going to win. So, I'm a bit competitive and I didn't want my team to beat me. I'm like, this is my job. Like I'm supposed to set the pace, right? So I always wanted to be out in front. It was a big deal. It was a big deal when they could beat me. A third thing, guys, is get to their why. You need to know what motivates your team members individually. So you need to ask them what they want out of their business. I'm shocked at how many people don't actually ask this question once they recruit someone, okay? Or even during the recruiting conversation, like if you were going to start an XYZ business, what would you want it to do for you? Like what would you want? What would you want out of it? Because I want to know, okay, do they need money for a car payment? Do they need to pay off debt? Do they just want to buy more shoes and purses? Like what's their jam, right? Find out and help them get there. A quick, guys, listen, hear me on this, write this down. A quick income win goes a long way to keeping them motivated, right? If they can get a win really, really quickly, like in the first 2 weeks, That is huge for their business, and that is huge for their confidence, and it's huge for their momentum and keeping them going when stuff is not easy. Okay. Number 4, give them the tools they need to get started. Okay. This is new for them, you guys. I think we seem to forget that when you started your direct sales business, did you know what you were doing? I sure didn't. Okay. Does your team know what they're doing? Even if they were with another direct sales company, or they did direct sales before, in the same company, it doesn't matter. This is new for them. Okay. They wouldn't have left if they'd been successful. Let me just say that. They wouldn't be leaving and coming back. All right. So this is new for them. They don't know how to run parties or create templates, and they might not even know how to create a Facebook group, all right, or schedule posts on Facebook. So you need to teach them. So start them with the most important things for their business. Parties, okay, parties. And why do I say that? Because go back to the last thing I said. I want them to get a quick win. I want them to get some money really fast, all right? So because if I'm selling a business opportunity, I want them to see that this is actually an opportunity that's going to pay off. Does that make sense? So I want to give them the tools that they need to start strong. Okay. Give them the most important things for their business. So guys, hear me on this. The most important things are not teaching them how to create graphics in Canva. It is not, gosh, I could spend all day on this one. The most important things, I'm going to tell you what the most important things are. I want them to book parties. So whatever tools they need to book parties, basic setup of the business. So what do they need to get the money? Do they need to do direct deposit or something like that? They obviously need to do some back end setup and setting up a business page because they're running a business on Facebook. All right. And then hand them the business in a box, like super simple, but not overwhelming. Okay. They don't need to know how to do 3-step follow-up. They don't need to know how to create graphics in Canva. They don't even need, let me just say this, they don't even need a VIP group because they don't have any VIPs yet. Okay, they don't need any VIPs. They don't have any. They don't need it yet, right? Let's simplify what it takes to get them started so that they can actually focus on the things that are going to give them the win, okay? And number 5, cheer them on, okay? Friends, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So people need to be encouraged. And if you know their why, you can actually cheer them on when they win. All right. So cheer them on even for small things, little wins. Maybe they, submitted their first party, whatever it is, cheer them on. A little quick message goes a long way. Number 6, teach them to fish. Okay. Listen, I know getting the same question 72 times can be frustrating but your team members don't know that 3 other people asked you that question today. So instead of getting frustrated at them, I want you to look at your systems and see what's broken. So why not, if you keep getting the same questions over and over again, you know what your new team members' questions are going to be because you keep getting asked the same thing. So why not create something that they can refer back to? Why not create something where you can equip them for the next time, where it looks like, oh my gosh, she knew exactly what I was going to ask, and she already had the tools. That's amazing, right? Are you going to have that in the beginning? No, you're going to build it as you go, right? So I had a rule of 2. So every time I heard a question twice, I would create something, a resource that I could refer people to. So that means if I got asked a question about, I'm just going to use an example, like how do you set up a Facebook group for a party? I would just record myself creating that Facebook party group. And then that was a resource for my team to use. So when someone's like, hey, how do I set this up again? I'm going to say, hold on, go look in the blah, blah, blah guide or search in our team group. And here's where you would find it. Or it's in an email that I sent you. So you're giving them the tools, you're teaching them to fish, which guys, that gives them a lot of confidence. They're like, okay, I can do this. I've got the tools. Okay. And then number 7, incentivize them where they are. This is a really big one that I don't think people will think about is if they are, if they're not ready to move on as a team, now I'm talking about as a team, if they're individuals may be different, but if they're not ready to move on to the next step as a team, like as a team, if they are just struggling with the basics, booking parties, overcoming objections, things like that, we can't move them to promoting. Okay. We can't move them all of a sudden to promote because they haven't mastered the basics of the business. They haven't mastered recruiting. How can you expect them to promote? So incentivizing them for promotions or incentivizing them for recruiting when they're not actually selling doesn't make any sense. And what does that do, guys? It's discouraging. They're not motivated because they can't win. Like this incentive that you're throwing out is not causing them to win. Does that make sense? So we want to make sure that we're incentivizing them wherever they are so that wherever your team is as a whole, where are they struggling, right? Incentivize that so then they get the wins and then they're motivated to continue and do the next thing. I don't know about you guys, but if I don't win, I get kind of discouraged. I get kind of upset about it, right? If I don't get the thing, I'm going to be like, it's not even worth it, right? I ate, celery for a week and I didn't even lose a pound. Like, what the heck? I'm not motivated to keep eating celery and going on the diet, right? Or I ran a mile a day and then nothing, okay? Right? So incentivize them where they are because I don't want them to be discouraged. I don't want them to lose hope and lose motivation because they didn't get the thing that I was incentivizing them for, okay? So let's review these really quick. So stop talking about the discount. Set the pace. This is all on you, okay? Set the pace, get to their why, give them some tools to start strong, like all the tools that they need, but not an overwhelming number because I want to keep these simple and streamlined for them. Cheer them on. Everybody's motivated by a pat on the back or, clapping your hands, right? And a wahoo. Teach them to fish. So I want to equip them so that they're confident and then incentivize them where they are, not where I want them to be 6 months from now, right? Because they're not ready. But let's talk about, before we're done, let's talk about some common pitfalls, guys. So why your team doesn't want to work, okay? Number one, no relationship or connection after joining. So this is a big one that I see when we're trying to automate or systemize our onboarding and automate and systemize our recruiting. You work really hard to have those one-on-one conversations during your recruiting, right? When you're reaching out during your parties or you're prospecting somewhere, you're asking lots of questions and you're building this relationship with them. And then all of a sudden when we join them, we're like, okay, go do those videos. Let me know when you're done, right? There's no connection. So why would I would honestly, if this happened to me, okay, if I thought, okay, oh my gosh, they're my friend. They want to help me get started. This is so exciting, right? And then I just got shoved off into some training and I didn't hear from them or I didn't feel like it was a personal connection. I would shut down. Literally, I'd be like, well, that felt really weird and awkward and I don't like it. Right? I was just a number. That's how I would feel. So we want to make sure that we've got some relationship or connection after joining. Okay. Because that's a common pitfall when we're trying to systemize and automate. Pitfall number two, doing it all for them. Okay. We want to teach them to fish. We want to give them some confidence because if they're constantly waiting on you for information or constantly waiting on you for the answer, they're not going to be motivated because they're not going to be confident in their own ability to run their business. So don't do it all for them. Obviously, we want to coach and we want to train alongside and we want to bring them along. But eventually, we want the little baby bird to fly the nest. Like, fly away, baby bird, be freed, go do your big things. I don't want them to be constantly stuck to me because I am handicapping them in their business and they're not motivated to do anything on their own. But if I've built their confidence and they've gotten some wins, then they're going to be motivated to go try something new and to go grow and to go do lots of things, okay? Another pitfall I see for motivating teams is not equipping them past the first party. This is a big one that I see. Like you get them to a certain point, and it's like what happened, right? Where did my team go? So you've got to make sure that you're continuously equipping them. It could just be a cycle of the basics of the business. It could be some coaching that happens after those first few parties. It could be rechecking in to see what's their next thing that they want to accomplish. It could be lots of different things. But if we're not equipping them past the first party, like how do they get bookings from that party? How do they start like evaluating their host coaching? How do they start creating party templates? Like how do we do that? Okay, how do we do that? So we need to equip them. We need to make sure that they've got a solid foundation, not just the first parties. And number four, I kind of talked about this a little bit. A common pitfall is over automating. So We over automate, so everything is so automated that we don't actually have a feel for what's going on with our new team members. We don't have personal relationships or connections. We don't know their why. We can't find the leaders because we're not actually having some conversations about what they want, encouraging them, and all those other fun things. So we've over automated the system where there's no personal connection. Okay. So that's another pitfall. And so if you can kind of look at bottlenecks in the onboarding process, right? So first of all, am I getting people? I'll kind of walk you through this. So as I'm recruiting, am I getting people that are wanting to work? If everybody wants a discount, it's probably my recruiting language, right? Or they just join for the kit because it's a better deal. Then that's probably my recruiting language. I need to check that. If I get them, I get the right people in, but they never get off to a strong start, like they never actually get something done. My onboarding's probably broken. That first step in getting them started, something's broken in there that I need to fix, right? But if I get them started, I've got good people, they're getting started, and then they're like afterwards, then my ongoing support is broken, right? So we can kind of pick out where's the bottleneck here. What do I need to fix in my system? Okay. And then the fifth common pitfall, guys, I thought about was you're not inspiring. And I'm not trying to be mean about this, but I really want you guys as leaders, part of being a leader is thinking about how you come across to other people. And so one of my biggest pitfalls, I'll be honest, is I am very direct. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm very direct, and so sometimes that does not translate well over Messenger, over a Facebook post and comments, things like that. And so this is something, it came across as mean or cold, and so I would say, are you actually inspiring people? Like, are you showing up? And are you being inspiring, or are you coming across as I don't care, I'm cold, I'm too direct? Like, you've really got to take a step back and think about how your words are received by your team. Okay. So, because here's the truth of it, guys. If they don't like you, they won't work for you. Okay. They won't come along for the ride. And so you've got to be able to inspire them by your words, by your actions, by how you treat them to do more. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.